Marco here, going to talk and rant about what the Gazette has published about me, the sloppy, lazy reporting that has happened, and in fact, the untruths of this interview. I recorded this interview to protect myself, and true to form, everything that I say is not necessarily published accurately in the newspaper. In fact, it is done to suit the piece, and the piece was a specific scare tactic piece to scare people away from actually having financial freedom in their lives. I don't know if that is the agenda of the Gazette, but it is what it is. And like anything else, if you do anything differently, you're vilified by the media. And I'm a very different person. Yes, I'm controversial. Yes, I do different things. And yes, I actually care about my students' success. The people that do follow my system do quite well, and the people that do nothing don't do well at all. In fact, like anything else, you get what you put in. If you do nothing, you're going to get nothing. In fact, in my presentation, I do talk about this extensively, but Jesse Fight has no interest in reporting this at all, or the absolute success that my students have had. So let's go over piece by piece on what the Gazette has said and the bullshit that has come out of their mouth. So number one is, yes, I show people how to buy real estate in the US from anywhere in the world to create instant cash flow. Now, if they keep the property, there's instant cash flow. If someone were to decide to flip the property, which is you buy it at X and sell it at Y, you make the difference. So if I find a property that's worth $150,000 and I find it for $75,000 and I sell it for $100,000, I make the difference between $75,000 and $100,000, and that's called making $25,000 on a flip. And that is something that I do teach, and that is not instant cash flow. It takes time to actually get the property under contract. It takes time to actually sell the property. And I don't like the word instant, but if you buy a property and hold it, you will make cash flow fairly quickly. All right, next thing is he vilifies me by having two big rings on my finger. I don't know if this is considered a big ring, but this actually has tremendous mental value. It was given to me by my father. And if I decide to wear this ring, then you know what? That's what I have to say about that. I can wear whatever the hell ring I want. And I don't know, Jesse, are you reporting on my fashion sense or my actual ability to deliver good information to actually help people retire non-broke? Most Canadians, Australians, Brits, most people in the world will retire with not enough money to survive their retirement. They will, and thank goodness that I was able to learn how to do real estate over the last 16 years so I can take care of my parents who will basically die broke unless I help them out. But not everyone is as fortunate as them to have a son that understands how to generate passive income, that understands and wants to help other people achieve those same results, and doesn't give a shit if they're vilified by the media for doing what's right, which is educating Canadians on how to do things better and not scaring the shit out of them with pieces just like this. So let's go into some of the things that they say. By the way, they pulled a picture of me. This is like 10, 15 years ago. And I don't know why they would pick this picture, but they certainly did. Now, next thing they say that has some detrimental value is, in the United States, the Better Business Bureau began investigating Marco Kozlowski's advertising. That is 100% true. In the USA, if you do not publish a testimonial that is the average result of someone taking your class, then you can't use it. That is a ruling. That happened a few years ago, was not aware of it. I used a marketing company to help me advertise because I can't do everything in my business. My skill is helping others, not necessarily creating newspaper ads. So I had someone put this together for me, which bit me in the ass, which we're going to talk about in just a second. Because yes, we've made some pretty big goof-ups, and yes, we've admitted to them, and yes, we've fixed them. So let's talk about that in just a second. So I was asked to revise my ads, which we did. So makes it look bad, but it is what it is. Next, he talks about a recording that I play in the preview with a seller. His name is actually not a seller. It's someone that's trying to help a seller sell a property. That's not a real estate agent. It's a wholesaler. And what a wholesaler is exactly what I teach. You find a property at a massive discount, you tie it up, you have a contract on the property, and then you sell the contract for cash. And if I talk to Jesse and try to sell the contract, the owner has no idea who Jesse is. If I talk to Shannon trying to sell the contract, the owner doesn't know who Shannon is. In fact, the owner doesn't give a shit who buys the property unless they get the money that was asked. So I talked to Darius about the property in question for a student. His name was Tony. Not for myself. I was helping a student get a deal. And now they say they talked to the owner and they never heard of me. Of course they didn't hear of me because I'm not communicating with the owner. I'm talking to the frickin' wholesaler. So it has nothing to do with me. So extremely bad and lazy reporting, even though we explained exactly what this is. Next, what they say badly about me. I'm going to show you, if you decide to do this business, how to get cash and financed. Yes, we'll show you how to get transactional funding for flips. And if you want to buy and hold, we have access to a series of lenders that will lend you anywhere between 80% and 70% of whatever purchase price is without checking your credit. We actually have these sources that I fostered over the last 16 years. And if someone wants to finance a property, they have to put some money down. If they want to flip a property for quick cash, they can. And if someone doesn't have any money, guess what? They can flip a property with some cash, take that cash, put it towards a down payment like countless of my students have done. And somehow that vilifies me. I don't understand that at all. So some investors say they never receive that promised money. It's not coming from me, it's coming from a bank. And if a bank doesn't want to give them the money, how does that have anything to do with me? At what point is this sense of entitlement going to stop? At what point is it going to be that, hey, I'm teaching some good information, all these people have done well, and if I actually apply the information, which some people find it easy and some people find it challenging, just like anything else. Some people like math, some people suck at math, but they still do it and they persevere and they actually get good at math. It's the same thing. If you persist in something new and you go through those hard times, you're going to do well. But what do most people do when they can't get rich quick? They give up and they blame someone like me for their lack of effort. They blame someone like me for their lack of success. And they blame someone like me for wherever they are financially and has nothing to do with me. What I do is I teach a 3-day class, which is exceptionally sound, the best 3-day class you've ever attended. Ask anyone that's ever attended, ton of content. Number 2, we actually do offer mentorship training. If someone wants to work with me directly, it's $150,000 US per year for me to work with you one-on-one. Is it worth it? Ask Roland, who now makes $12,500 a month in passive income and has over 50 units. Ask Raj, who now has just over 40 units that makes $20,000 a month. He's gone directly to multi-units. Ask Ruben, who picked up a 32-unit building that makes $150,000 a year for under $350,000, including rehab costs. Ask Shirley and Dawson Zhu, who were interviewed by the CBC, and as soon as the CBC found that they bought a property at 50 cents on the dollar, it's doubled in value and are making well over a 25% return on their investment, they didn't even publish it when they were doing their piece to flambe me and nail me to the cross. Ask Wei Ning, who has over 600 units now in multiple and trailer parks. Ask anyone that has actually worked with me, and the list goes on and on and on and on, of people that are working directly with me that are enjoying some incredible passive returns because they put in the effort. If you actually do nothing, what's going to happen? Nothing. And if you cry, bitch, and moan and want to go to the CBC and cry, which is exactly what someone did in this article, which we're going to talk about in a second, they're always referencing the same one person that was on the CBC that cried on television because they didn't get a result. They quit. That's exactly what happens. And when you quit, I don't know anyone, in fact, that's ever made millions of dollars by quitting anything. So if you want to quit, you go ahead and quit. Has nothing to do with me. This student over here who is anonymous, which I don't understand why someone would be anonymous. If you're actually anonymous, be a man and actually publish who it is. How can I possibly defend myself on someone that's anonymous? That is the cheapest trick in the book. Are you sure they even exist? Because I don't even have a $50,000 program. The person that's actually complaining is saying they paid $50,000. I have no $50,000 program. I have $20,000 programs. I have $60,000 programs, and I have $100,000 programs, and then there's me at $150,000. And somehow there is this $50,000 here that doesn't make any sense. Next, he's claiming that he had $15,000 in appraisals. If he has $15,000 in appraisals, that's a bank that's saying, hey, go appraise this property. If it doesn't check out, we're not going to lend you the money. It has nothing to do with me. So a bank is the one that's going to ask for an appraisal. And if a bank says, hey, guess what? Your deal sucks. We're not going to lend on it. He's not following the system, because before you even get an appraisal, you should have a property manager go through the house to see if it actually checks out. You should have 3 agents checking out the property to make sure it checks out. You can have a building inspector go in to see if it checks out, which costs less than $300. So if the guy is paying $15,000 in appraisals, the guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, which probably means he never even attended my training to begin with. And I did not sell out of court with anybody. It's complete bullshit. And here's another statement. All my students get access to cash. You can buy properties anywhere in the United States using none of your own money. That is correct because we do transactional funding, not financing. Financing is long-term. We do not do financing. We do funding, which is short-term loans to be able to flip properties. 100% funded. They're misquoting me on funded, not financed. No money out of pocket. You can use your own money to buy property. In fact, it's to flip property. All right? Now, we did have a marketing company. So here's the big mistake that we made. So I'm going to fall on my sword and plead for forgiveness to the media and to anyone else that ever saw my ads. We had a marketing company that went into Vancouver, and then they went into Toronto, and then they went into Ottawa, and then they went into Australia, and then we went into London, and they had a whole bunch of papers and testimonials, and they took a picture of this person, and then they took a picture of a check, and then they said, where are we going? Oh, we're going to Australia. Let's put in Sydney. Oh, now we're going into Vancouver. Let's put in this ad Vancouver. And they mixed and matched checks with people with the cities. Unacceptable, ridiculous mistake. And we canned them, we sacked them. In fact, I want to applaud the Gazette for bringing it to our attention, because I talked to Jesse about this in 2014. And he says, hey, Marco, this is bullshit. What's going on? I said, holy shit, you're right. This is all wrong. And we fixed it in 2014. Yet in 2016, he has the balls to talk about it again, even though we fixed it in 2014. Why? Why would he do that? To instill fear into someone like you that actually wants and is looking for change and is not going to do it because now you're afraid and you think that we're going to take your money. We will ask you to attend a 3-day class. We will give you the tools that you need in order to find properties at massive discounts. In fact, is a class to learn how to find many properties at huge discounts, better than anyone can get that are on the market. In fact, these are all off-market properties, because if you're going to fish, you want to fish in a pond where nobody's fishing in. You want to fish where nobody else is going for deals, and that's why my students are getting such great deals. You want to learn how to get financed? We're going to show you how to get financed. You want to get transactional funding, cash, to be able to do flips? We give you up to $200,000 to do that. You want to learn how to do creative financing so you don't have to use a whole lot of your money and use other people's money? We show you how to do that too. There's a lot of things that they don't teach you in school, because all that they teach you in school is to enslave you into a job, which is just over broke, where they pay you just enough where you have to come back tomorrow. And if you were to have 20 properties that pay you $400 a month on average, which is the average cash flow that my average student has, that's $400 a month times 20 properties is $8,000 a month. That's about 10,000 Canadian per month, which is perfect for most Canadians to be okay and never have to work again. But somehow I'm a threat to the machine, to the corporate machine. And they go on and on and on about all these different claims. And all I have to say is, number one, yeah, I wear a ring. Number two is, yeah, I teach a class and it's expensive. It's $3,500, but it's the cheapest $3,500 you'll use, because if you do one deal, you'll make over $5,000 in a flip to $10,000 in a flip. So you actually do one deal and it actually pays for the class. Yeah, I charge a lot for my time because I'm worth it. If you want to make passive income the right way and learn from a guy that's actually been there, done that, made the mistakes, that's why people pay me such a large amount of money, and I will continue to command that amount of money. In fact, maybe I'll raise my rates after this rant. I love what I do, I love my students, and I don't know anyone that's more committed to any of my students. At the end of this, I'm going to play a reel of testimonials, and you can decide, am I full of shit or do I really know what I'm talking about? You be the judge, not Jesse Fife from the Gazette.
Well, I wanted to do real estate and commercial and make that passive income, because I've been taught to work hard every morning to make money. And here, I know, I already tasted how the rental income works because of the houses that I have, but it was the economics wasn't making sense. I kind of was not sure if investing in US, which is in another country, a great idea or not. But with Marco on my side, with his experience and expertise, I kind of found a little more comfort zone in doing that. And here's a guy who's teaching me the same business that I've done the wrong way in a better economics way and making money. So I kind of decided, let me do the same thing in the right way with a master who knows the business and is going to hold my hand. So yeah, it was an easy decision. It just made a decision right away. I got into the program as a Diamond member, and that was in February of this year, 2015. And shortly we found few deals which were not great deals, so we had to let them go because they were not in a good region. And then I found a single family home where I made about $20,000 flipping it off. And then I have a 22 unit apartment building in Crystal River, about an hour and a half north of Orlando, which gives us $74,000 a year net after all expenses, insurance, maintenance, management paid. It's managed by Remax. It's a great building. It's totally full. There's no vacancy. In fact, there's about 3 to 6 months waiting for apartments. The building is valued at $740,000 and I got it for $450,000, and there's about $300,000 equity in it, which is great. Most importantly is I know I'm gonna make at least $6,000 US every month for the rest of my life, and I have enough for my children, which is good enough money for many people who go to work 9 to 6 or maybe 12 hours a day, and they don't make that much money for the rest of their life every month. So, that's one where we are. But I know going forward, I would be, I have equity of $300,000 in the apartment building alone. I made $20,000 in flipping. So I'm thinking I made 4 times the money that I paid Marco in the Diamond program already. But this is just the beginning.
Hey, this is Marco Kozlowski, and I'm very excited to be here with Wei Ning.
Hey!
We're here today in Selma, Alabama, where he has a property under contract, a 60-acre trailer park under contract that makes
$8,000 a month.
$8,000 net per month, correct?
Net.
That's net after
net,
expenses, everything else. $8,000 a month, net. And how much money did you have out of your pocket to make that $8,000
Zero.
a month?
Zero.
I can't hear you.
Zero?
$0. So you actually got this property under contract. We're closing in the next couple of weeks. You found a money partner, someone to help you with the cash. We have owner financing terms, so we have a very creative deal. And the net to you will be
$4,000 a month.
$4,000 a month. So you'll be making $4,000 a month. The park makes 8. He'll make 4 by having a money partner come in. We'll show you how to do that just by being a little bit creative. Plus, the seller said, "Hey, guess what? I've got another park which is only 5 miles away. How much does that park make?"
That park makes $26,000 a month.
$26,000 a month. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure of my numbers.
$26,000. This guy is always sure with his numbers. He's an engineer. He's always knowing his numbers. So $26,000 a month. We're going to get another money partner in, so we'll be able to split that up. So you'll be making what, about $10,000, 15, 20? What's the number approximately?
13 would be.
$13,000 a month. So 7, 4 plus 13 is?
It's 24.
4 plus 13 would be?
4 plus 13. Oh, the numbers are so big. 17.
It's about $17,000 a month net to you with absolutely no money in your pocket just by doing creatively. So Wei Ning has been doing this for almost a year now. He was frustrated. He didn't give up. He did exactly what we told him to do.
Yes.
You told the line, you did exactly what was expected, and now he's staring down the barrel at $17,000 a month passive income for the rest of his life. The potential income on this is actually $160,000 a month because there's 400 spaces, all with $400 a month in lot rents. 400 spaces with 2 parks times $400 a month is $160,000 a month in potential rents. Divide that by 2 for expenses, you're looking at a net of about $80,000 a month, which is absolutely phenomenal. So congratulations, Wei Ning, on doing this.
Thank you very much.
You've paid your dues. You've done exactly what's supposed to be done, and I'm really, really proud of you. Good job.
Thanks.
This is Marco with Wei Ning here in Alabama.